The second overarching theme placed on the national agenda by the India cables. That's the second theme. For example, pro-U.S. tilt in cabinet reshuffle, confidential cable 51088. U.S. presses a skeptical India for a vote against Iran at the IAEA, and the Manmohan Singh government surrenders several confidential and secret cables. Hillary checks out Pranab Mukherjee. He's now finance minister, earlier minister for external affairs, foreign minister, and the competition. Various things like that come on, including American prescription for ending what they call the Naxalite menace. But very serious is the military angle, not only intelligence sharing but defense framework, where the United States, India has really moved towards a much closer collaboration, military collaboration with the United States. It's not a complete project yet, but there's a movement. And here's the paradox, it seems to be, that when India was less developed and more dependent on foreign aid, it seems to have had a more independent foreign and domestic policy. Whereas now with India called a rising power along with China, it seems to be, the foreign policy seems to be a lot less independent. Can you provide any insights into this from your knowledge of the world?
This contradiction that you speak about, where India has grown economically more powerful, has a bigger military, and has more people, and yet has a less independent foreign policy, is very interesting. I think that is true for other countries as well. It seems to do with the rapidity that groups in different areas can interchange power with each other. So how do groups interchange power? Well, they do it through cash transfers, they do it through information transfers, and they do it through the provision of military hardware or other valuable assets. And because the world has become more globalized, which means all those things can be done faster, I think there is a blurring out of the differences between one nation and another. Sometimes that's very good when the nations are small. Other times when there's a superpower involved and it is blurring the boundaries between it and other nations, then we must question whether the superpower is getting too much power. There is a basic structure to geopolitics, which is not often mentioned, but one way to think about it is that every country that is not very isolated has to sign up to one provider of intelligence or another. And there are a number of providers in the market. The US is the market leader. Yes. And then you have really Russia and China and the UK providing a little bit. And if you don't sign up to one of these, then you can't see what's happening around you in your borders, because you don't have geospatial intelligence, information about individuals who may be coming into your territory or conspiring, you do not have. And that is something that military groups and intelligence groups in various countries want to have. It increases their relative power within their own nations. That doesn't mean the nation needs it.
Yes.
But rather that for Indian intelligence, they can, for example, tremendously increase their influence within India by being signed up to all that intelligence product that the United States produces. Similarly, the Indian military can increase its power by having all these relationships with the US military. And those relationships are not just pushed by the US military or the US intelligence services. Nowadays, most of the economic activity involving intelligence and military in the United States occurs in private companies. So there is a blurring out in the United States between what is part of government and what is part of private industry. And these private industry groups, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and so on, and many thousands of smaller companies lobby and push the US State Department, Congress, and other countries directly to sign up as part of the system, so they can get more power and influence within the United States and have a greater ability to suck money out of the US tax base and out of the tax bases of other countries.